Hello and welcome to the Categorically Romance podcast. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Bree.
And joining us today to help us do some seeing into the future and the next year, we have returning to us Mia Heintzelman. Mia, so glad to have you back again.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here, and I get to be hanging out with you and Bree. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, it's going to be so fun. Well, first of all, please tell us everything you can about Monopoly Love and everything else you have coming in 2023.
Let me just tell you, I am so excited about Monopoly Love. It's not even funny. I just hope people nerd out with me because it's so fun and nerdy and swoony all at the same time. There's some steam too, of course. But you've got these two people one who's like super serious about board games, and the other one thinks, oh, this is just like a family game night situation, and that'll be totally fun. But he doesn't have any clue what he's walking into regarding Hasbro Nation. So it's really fun, really cute, flirty, steamy. It's just all the things you want to relate to people across the ages because Monopoly is such a classic board game. So there's just so much fun going on with that.
Oh, I'm so excited for that. My husband swears by Monopoly. I've never played it. Like, I'm so intimidated, you guys.
And let me tell you, there are so many people who are really particular about Monopoly. They got their own rules. You got all these bankers who cheat and stick $500 bills under the board, house rules, all these fun things that come into play. And we try to touch on all of it, or I try to touch on all of it. So yeah, I mean, it's just so fun. I just was thinking about what I love to do and how much I love human connection. Sometimes it's really kind of hard with, so many of your friends being online or social media. I used to have these game nights at my house all the time with friends, and it was loud and raucous, and it was just so much fun. Everybody's just screaming at the top of their lungs and playing and throwing money and all this kind of stuff. And I really wanted to bring that into play. Plus, I love romance, so throw in a little enemies or / rivals to lovers, and you get that happily ever after. So it's like all the good things to me.
Okay, I just have to say, you, Miss Mia, are doing things. Okay, so in November, our books club theme was fake romances, and both Aaron and author Stacey Agdern raved about the same book by you they had read, and I just want you to know, like, they both love. Aaron, remind me what the title of the book was called.
That was The Friendship Contract. That was an amazing book.
Like, they both
let me tell you, that is, well, first of all, thank you so much. I mean, anytime someone takes time out of their day, because I know it's wild and busy, that's just how life is. So thank you for spending time with my book and my characters, to you and Stacey. But also, this was just such a fun, I don't know why I always say fun, but that's like my new brand is fun, flirty, that kind of stuff.
I love it.
But I love that these two people have known each other and been in each other's lives for over 12 years and it's been timing was always wrong, and now it's right. And it gets really steamy. I always like to bring a little bit of the heat. And I mean, it's just, they're human because we get a lot from him because he deals with homelessness. And so there's some really hard topics that are important that are discussed. Hopefully I did them justice, but then also you just get to see them lighthearted and leaning on each other and finding their bright side in each other. So yes, it is a lot of fun, and we get a little bit of island, a little bit of wedding. We get the fake relationships. All of a sudden they're roommates and seatmates and law partners. So yeah. And also I'm working on book 2. Let me stop talking.
And we can't wait for book 2.
Right. Before Aaron leads us off into why we got here, we have you here. I have to ask, because I mean, you're going to be our first episode in 2023. Do you do New Year's goals? Do you set a word for the new year? How do you approach going into the new year?
I'm already in the mindset. I'm such a resolutionary, but I like to say a resolutionary who actually follows through. I start thinking about what I want the year to look like, what kind of goals I'm going to set, what type of things are feeling like smart goals, because I don't want to set myself up for downfall or put too much on my plate. So yes, I do have tarot cards. Yes, I do have a planner. Yes, I meet with word makers and plan out the first quarter. I try to do it by quarter though, just because thinking about the entire year can be overwhelming.
Okay.
Well, you took a class on how, or a workshop on how to break your writer's block by using tarot cards. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yes. Okay, so the class was led by one of my favorite people. Her name is Lisa Kessler. She's also an author and a word maker, and she does tarot for writers. And it is so awesome because you are looking at this and you can twist it and taper it to fit any type of character situation, depending on which cards you pull. So she went over major arcana and minor arcana and just knowing the difference and what these cards mean and how to apply them. So I am still kind of a noob at this, but I have 2 tarot decks now and her notes that I have tabbed and basically annotated because there's so much good stuff in there.
I love that you said noob. We're such we're total parents.
Look, I am as noob as you can get at this. So, and if I'm corny for that, that's okay. I don't mind being corny or nerdy. Those are not insults to me.
The amount of times I say in a day, stop being a noob, because it's like, Mom, you told me I'm being a noob. And I'm like, stop being a noob. And I'm like, I don't even know what a noob is most of the time. I just love it. I love it.
Well, Bree and I are both complete novices at tarot. So even though you're calling yourself a noob, you're going to be our expert today with us.
You are.
That is okay with me. I have my notes here, so I'm all right with that.
All right. Well, to start us off, we're just going to chat for a bit about, and you know this well, how we feel about fake romance trope going into 2023. Do we have any predictions about it? Do we have any personal feelings about it? Do we want more of it, less of it? How do you feel about it, Mia?
Fake relationship is my second favorite trope of all time. So yes, bring it on, add more. I always have room on my shelf, my TBR, everything for fake relationships. Never turn it away.
I agree. I heard everybody's kind of like cries like a year or so ago, like, I'm kind of tired of it, like fake dating or whatever, because there was a lot coming out. But I think I really think it's one of those timeless tropes. To me personally, it will just never get old. And as times change, and I'm sure like the world of dating changes, like it's only going to get more fun. And I feel like authors are just going to find ways to be even more innovative with it. So I'm excited to see what we get in the world of fake romance in 2023. I don't know. What about you, Aaron?
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of fake romance because it's just so fun to watch these people, that whether they dislike each other or are different or are secretly in love with each other, like there's always a tension there that's just so fun as you read it throughout the story, watching them admit their feelings for each other, and you throw some other sub tropes in there like only one bed, it just makes it that much sweeter.
I think so too, especially if you add a new twist to it. I mean, it's been done, yes, but if you put a good spin on it, it could be so brand new again and so fun.
Yeah.
All right, Mia, we're going to ask you now to pull a card for the fake romance trope for 2023.
Okay. But I'm going to give you a choice first because I have 2 decks. Okay. I've got Modern Witch, okay, which is really cute. If you see these decks, they are really gorgeous, vibrant colored and everything, and they come with a little book. Got it off Amazon, so there was that. And then I've got Disney Villains, which I love everything Disney, so you've got choices here. You just tell me which one. We're going to pull the card and find the meaning. Tough.
Okay, Aaron, you pick the deck for fake romance. You pick it. Go ahead.
All right, let's go with the witchy one first.
I was thinking that. I was hoping you'd say that.
Okay, so we have pulled a card. It is the 7 of Wands. Let's talk about what that means according to my notes, okay?
Okay.
So first of all, Wands has to do with action. So it means like you don't just talk about it, you just do it, okay? So a 7 of Wands, my notes state that you should be ready for battle, but no one has your back, is how you kind of feel. You're all alone because you've been burned before. So my interpretation of this regarding fake relationships is people might be tired of it, right? And it's feeling like it's being singled out, but you could also put a twist on it and make it new again.
I love that. Yes.
That's how I would interpret that.
All right.
I love that.
I like the going
Yes.
into battle. The three of us will go into battle supporting fake romance.
Right. We're going to
Right,
defend
like
this
you've
trope.
read it before, but it's coming, and we've been burned by maybe one or two fake relationships that didn't really feel that great, but we still love it, so we're going to go into it again.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I
Excellent.
love this. Okay. Keep going, Aaron. I'm so excited. I'm just going to sit back. You do it. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Okay, y'all. How do we feel about monster romance going into 2023?
Ooh, I feel like villains is appropriate for this question. That's just me, though.
All
Are we
right.
saying villains or
how are
witches?
how are we all feeling about it first? What are our own predictions?
Yeah. You go first, Mia. You go.
I like how you're like, you go first, okay? Well, I think that it's going to probably veer into a new direction, but also still be present because it's got a fan base that loves it. So you're gonna have the tried and true ones that are there, but hopefully people add a new spin to it. I'm all about the new spin. Like, don't just regurgitate what somebody already put out. Put a little bit of you on it, a little bit of what you're looking for. That's my take.
What about you, Brie?
I haven't read a ton of monster romance. I think, and it's not because I'm not interested in it. I am totally interested in it. I think it's one of those, I think I'm saving it for something. I don't know. And I don't know what that something is. The like one or two titles I've read, I've really loved. So yeah, I know once I really get into it, it's going to be a rabbit hole that I find myself down for a really long time. So I don't know. But like you said, Mia, like I am hoping that I'm seeing some different stuff, some different authors writing it, and just giving us something different. I also really don't know, like, is monster romance in a lane of its own? It's not dark romance, is it? But it's not paranormal. I don't know. Maybe this is why I need to actually start reading it. So, Aaron, what do you
I
think?
feel like it made its own lane. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay.
Well, for me, 2023 I think will be the year of monster romance for me. I've read quite a bit already, but just my feelings towards a grounded reality are kind of, I'm getting a little worn out on it at the moment. So I feel like going into 2023, I'm gonna hit the monster stuff pretty hard, and I'm hoping for a bit of a revival on the classics like paranormal. Like, I'm hoping to get into some vampires and some werewolves and classic shifters and stuff again.
Yeah. Okay, moment of truth.
Okay, so we are pulling a card. Got the one. We have the 10 of Swords. Okay, so first let me tell you what Swords means. Swords is an air sign, and so it's got to do with thoughts. So it's all about ideas and thoughts, etc. So the 10 says,
oh gosh,
all is lost, but all you have to do is lift your head. You need to face your biggest fear. So I'm thinking, like, if you were holding back on this because it feels way out of your comfort zone, just dive in and don't think too hard about it. That's what I'm thinking.
Ooh, I love that.
Keep
I
your
love
head
that from
held high.
like, right, like that could be for a writer who's thinking of writing it, and definitely as a reader who's like, oh, I don't know. I know a lot of readers are like hesitant, like I don't know what to expect, but just pick up the book and go for it. That's kind of how I'm interpreting it.
Yes. Don't you just love the way it just kind of like you can tailor it to whatever is happening? So I could be like, what should my character do in this chapter? I don't know. I'm lost. I'm stuck, right? But then you pull this card and you're like, okay, this character now needs to face the fear right now. Whatever was the fear that they were holding on to, it's time to, embrace it and go forward with it.
Love it.
All right, well, on to the next one. And this one is dark romance. What's everyone's opinion on dark romance going into 2023?
You're the guest, Mia, so you're always first.
Shucks. Okay. All right. So I do not knock dark romance because I have technically written dark romance. It does walk a very fine line with, content and trigger warnings and things like that. So those need to always be present. But I'm thinking it's still going to be there because there's still a strong audience for it.
This is is it a subgenre? I don't know. This is a section within the world of romance that I will admit I have not read. I'm very intimidated. It seems very huge. I don't know where to start. I think I need to figure out what within it would work for me. But I personally, all of my friends that read dark romance, I love hearing them talk about the books they're reading. I'm just like, I'm a rom-com kind of girl. I don't know if that space is for me, but we'll see. Maybe 2023 is going to be the year that I venture into it.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm not the biggest dark romance reader. I don't gravitate to it so much. I'll usually, if there's like a reading challenge or something, like read mafia romance, something like that, that's usually where I'll dip my toe into it. But I did accidentally read this dark romance that I really loved, and I'm hoping there's a sequel to it coming out soon. And it's from the Wasteland Academy series. It's called Devastated by this author named Mia Heintzelman. And
Oh my God.
it was really good.
Thank you, Erin. But just remember, if the thing that's hard for me to write is dark romance, just because I believe in consent. And so I was really like racking my brain trying to figure out how to get this bully situation into a consent situation. And I feel like I kind of did it because she kind of took charge in the book, Izzy. But, readers will tell you if they did or did not.
And I'm with you on the consent thing, and I definitely thought you did a great job keeping it risque and dark, but still keeping it within the bounds of the character and their comfort.
Thank you so much.
I mean,
All
Mia,
right.
you just sound like a woman who knows what she's doing. That's all we can say. Mia knows what she's doing.
She knows.
Look at you all trying to make my day.
Okay, so what do y'all think about the mafia romance? Here's my thing. Okay, here's my thing. This is why I have a hard time getting into mafia romance. I feel like if it were I just feel like if mafia romance were people of color, it would not be as popular as it is. And that's the only reason that I have a hard time really getting into it. But that's my thing. Like, what is it about mafia romance that people are loving so much?
I think it's maybe what I've read. It's always been the female main character is the outsider to the underworld, and they're going into it or exposed to it for some reason or another. And I think the bad boy element is probably what a lot of readers get out of it. He's really violent and dangerous and unpredictable, but he loves me.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. I just I believe in people saying, don't yuck someone else's yum or whatever. So that's why romance is so wide and varied, because there's a little bit of something for everyone. I've read a couple mafia romances. It just doesn't happen to be my jam. I gravitate towards bright, beautiful covers with happy, funny laughter. And just like, I feel like I like rom-coms. I'm a rom-com lover. So that is my jam. And everybody's entitled to their jam. It's just that one's not mine.
Like I said, I love hearing the girls talk about their dark romances. And I'm like, ooh, that sounds good. But no, I'm probably not. I'm probably not the reader for that.
Yeah, tell me all about it. I might not read it, but tell me all about it, please.
Yes.
But see, that's what I believe too. Like, that's okay that's not your thing. I think that's perfectly fine. As long as you don't go on some, review site and start bashing a book because you already knew you didn't like it and then decide you're going to read it knowing you don't like it. That part is really funny and awkward and weird to me that people do that.
Yeah, don't do that, guys.
Yeah.
Can we stop that in 2023? We should probably pull a card for that in 2023.
Yeah. Toxic reviewers in 2023.
Exactly.
Or like people who they'll leave a review before even reading the book, or like, oh, I'm not going to read this book, but you're giving it a 1 star. We need to, next time you come on, Mia, that's what our list will consist of. It'll be reader things.
Let's do it, because and I know authors aren't supposed to be in reader spaces, so I try not to comment and things, but I do take notes. Like, don't ever do that as a person. Do not do that. It's just not okay. If you don't love it, even with my ARC sign up I just did for Monopoly, that was one of the questions. Are you okay with sex on the page? Because if your answer is no, I don't want to send you an ARC because I already know you're not going to like that,
Yeah.
And so And even content and trigger warnings, that's there for a reason to say, hey, for both our sake, don't read this if this is not a good thing for you. And I don't really want you to read it if I already know you don't like it and then I'm going to get a bad review because of that. It's just like matchmaking and it's not a good match.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I pulled the Eight of Pentacles for dark romance in 2023.
Pentacles. Okay, so Pentacles is sometimes represented by coins, so it usually has to do with like health or money, something like that, right? So you said an 8, which is about validation, doing good work that pays off, good job, saving it up. So, I mean, I guess the interpretation is that it's making money. That's the way I see
It
it. It's
is.
validation
Yeah.
that you've got an audience and it's still making money and still profitable. That's the way I see that from there. That's the only way I can interpret that.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't be ashamed if you like a dark romance, readers. You be
Mhm.
proud of those
Absolutely.
dark romances.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
right.
I
If that's your
don't see
jam, go
that
for
going
it.
anywhere. Yeah, I don't see that one going anywhere for a long time. It's got a huge
Doesn't it kind of
audience.
feel
So
like dark romance is like the umbrella category, and then you could stick mafia in there, bully, anything that's just maybe not somebody else's jam, and like opposite of rom com a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kidnapping.
I don't know. That's just my interpretation. Next question, please. Back to you in the studio.
All right. Well, our next one is alpha holes. So how do we all feel about alpha holes and what we think is going to go on with them in 2023?
I believe they're here to stay. Okay. And they often go well with like an enemies to lovers or a rivals situation, because a alcohol could be interpreted as a grump, depending on how alpha-ish they are. It's just like a derivative of it. So I think they're here to stay.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, as rom-com readers, I mean, come on. I just love when there's a good old alpha hole. Or like you said, Mia, like I just think of Grump. I tend to forget that we have these like other names for them, but they just go so well. I don't know. They're usually like so grumpy, but they have this like ooey gooey center. Like they have a reason for why they're a
Yes.
grump. But then when you see those layers just come down, it's just so it's so special. I don't know.
When
So
that arc
yeah,
makes
I don't see
sense,
them.
yeah.
They're here to stay,
Yeah.
I think.
Oh yeah, they're definitely here to stay. And I definitely love a good alpha hole. I love when in the beginning of a book I can just be like, I beg your pardon, you just said what? And I'm not liking this character at all, but by the end I'm just as in love with them as their romantic interest in the book. Well, all the better. I just love a book that pulls that off well.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. Well, Mia, why don't you go ahead and pull a card for our alpha holes in 2023?
All right, I'm going to go ahead and do a villain since an alpha hole fits that category. Okay, looks like we've got. Ooh, okay, so we've
Okay,
got
Mia,
the
your sound
5.
effects before you sell it, you tell us. Always like build the anticipation.
Yes, because okay, so have you ever seen Zootopia? The little I forgot her name, the sheep one, the sheep lady who's the real villain and everything. She's here with her little hands together, and she looks like she's like really a little villain. Just I'm gonna get
Oh my
you,
gosh.
Okay,
I was
For
going to ask, yeah,
alcohol.
you got to tell us who's on the card.
yes. So she's on the card, and you just know she's up to no good, like manipulating and conniving. Okay, so this is the 5 of. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, so don't do me dirty and call me out on it. It is a hierophant. I do not know how to pronounce it. It is Hierophant. So we're just going to leave that out there. That's part of the major arcana. All right, and this has to do with events on major arcana. So it reads, learn something new or find a mentor or learn a secret. Keys to knowledge, learning outside of yourself. So I guess the interpretation of this, I'm saying also a go. There's not really much negative. I don't really read things negatively. It could be because I'm the person interpreting because I don't tend to go negative. I'm always like, oh, well, what's this good spin on this? I'm thinking that this means find recommendation because it says learn something new or find a mentor, right? Or learn a secret, keys to knowledge, learning outside of yourself. So maybe if you were just going to veer into alpha holes, maybe you don't want to start by just going to Google it or search it on Amazon. Maybe you go ask another bookish friend about their best recommendation. That's my interpretation. I mean, so that way you end up with a good one. You know, give me the best of the best so that I don't kill this category right off the bat on the first try.
Yeah.
That is a wonderful interpretation.
And I feel like when you read a good grumpy hero, they do usually learn something. Like I think of the last grump that I read. Gosh, like he went in and you knew his motives and his whys, but then the more time that he spent in this small town, he learned like a different perspective and like really quickly like that was changing the game for him. I mean, he was still kind of grumpy towards the end. Like his personality didn't change so much, but like the whys and the motivation definitely did, which I think is obviously is important in every story. So I don't know. I think it's just so true to romance, that card, just in general, but for alpha holes as well. Like the learning piece is so important.
The why, like you said, is the most crucial part.
All right. Well, this one is one of my favorite tropes, and it's only one bed. So how do we all feel about only one bed, Mia?
I'm for it. I'm just all around yes to that for me. It always works out for some hijinks, some humor, some heat. All the good H's are in there.
Okay, you guys.
Yeah, I will never be tired of this trope. You can call it cliche or overused or whatever. I will never look down my nose at any only one bed situation. I'm always excited when this comes up in any romance. Just give it to me. However you want to deliver it, I need more of it.
Do you all feel like you see it a lot though? Like I don't feel like I see it a lot.
It's not often. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but there's some new spins on it. That's the thing. Like I love Christina Lauren, right? So they had only one tent, only one sleeping bag, right? So then that's like another spin on it. And like a Carrie Winfrey had only one bed and then, oh, we're not getting in the bed then. You know, just because, you know, everybody knows that if there's one bed, there's usually going to be some steam about to happen, right? And she's like, nope, we're not falling into the one bed situation. So, yeah, I mean, there's cute little spins on it.
Love that. Okay. So, I mean, are we going to pull from the witchy deck on this one? Like, I feel like we should pull from the witchy deck.
I feel like one bed requires witchy. I'm agreeing with you on that one. Okay, so we've got the 9 of Cups, which I'm glad that we're getting one from each category. That makes me so happy just for the way my brain is compartmentalized. I love that we got one in each category. So cups have to do with love. Yay. Okay. And emotions, heart, to me, love. All right. 9 of Cups says almost there. So there... So close, almost kiss, missed the connection, no sex, heavy petting, no sex, worried not going to get there, or feels incomplete, feels like something is missing. So this is a funny one though, because it means like there's going to be some hijinks that gets in the way. So there's probably going to be more one bed situation books, and the sex probably won't happen, or we won't go all the way to a 10 on this. It'll just be like you're almost there. Like we might sleep together and fall asleep in the same bed, or we might kiss and then one person lays on the floor with a blanket and the other person's in the bed out of respect or something like that. That's what I'm thinking. Thoughts?
Yeah. I do enjoy I enjoy it when it goes all the way to a 10 when people share a bed, but also all of the different things that can happen. You know, there's, the hijinks, like you're saying, like maybe they fall asleep, but then one of them steals all the blankets throughout the night.
That's cute.
Maybe they start to fool around, but they're clumsy at it. Someone gets elbowed in the face, and things end there, and just build the tension some more.
I love this already. Keep going. Or they're too drunk, or they just pass out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we need more like under the influence situations. So, which would lead perfectly into this. Like, I don't even remember how we ended up here.
Yeah. Wait, we got married too?
Right.
Right. I was just
And we
about to say
posted on the
accidental
internet.
marriage.
Yes. Well, I mean, I feel like this leads into the bonus one, Aaron. What do you think?
Yes.
Ooh, there's a
So
bonus.
rom-coms. How do we all feel about rom-coms? I feel like we're going to have very similar opinions on rom-coms here for 2023.
Well, you already know where I stand. Like, I am 10 toes, 10 fingers, all in for rom-coms. I love rom-coms so much because, I mean, sometimes life is just hard, and I just love the fact that you could get into this book and there's these characters who are falling in love and they're happy, and there's all these things that go wrong because you already know there's going to be a happy ending. So how did we get there, and what kind of funny things happened on the way? That's the part I just love so much.
Okay, you can't leave us hanging. You have to tell us, like, whether book, movie, first couple of rom-coms that come to mind that you're like, I can't live without these. I'll like die on the hill of like defending this pop culture.
Oh, okay. Ooh, okay. Now I got to think because you put me on the spot. Let's see. Rom-coms. I love While We Were Sleeping, or While You Were Sleeping. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That
yeah.
one feels rom-commy to me because there's so much funny stuff happening, and she's married to this guy allegedly, and he doesn't even know who she is. He's asleep the entire time. So that one is a classic. Also great to watch during this time of year because it's the holidays. Okay, then, gosh, you all are just really dirt wrong for putting me under this kind. Like, pick your favorite movie. Okay, how about like The Wedding Planner is funny. I love The Wedding Planner, Love and Basketball. But see, that's funny, but it feels a little bit deeper emotionally. So yeah, Love and Basketball. So I'll give you those three. There's so many. 27 Dresses. Pretty Woman feels rom-commy to me. I just love so
for sure.
many. Okay, you all go now.
Well, what do you think, Aaron?
Well, I love a rom-com. I mean, it's been a long time since I was in the dating world, but I do remember really enjoying the beginning of a relationship when there was a lot of laughing involved. That just really just gave it a much better, just a really great flavor for the beginning of a relationship. And who doesn't like to relive that in reading a book and experiencing our romances and everything? As far as recommendations, favorites, I just have to say an author, Avery Flynn, writes incredible rom-coms. They are so funny. They're so funny. And they are so steamy too. Like you go for the comedy and you stay for the heat.
Love that.
I love that. I mean, if she doesn't coin that little slogan right off the bat.
I think for me with rom-coms, I mean, I love rom-coms. I've been seeing I see a lot of conversations on the Twitter, which I tend to agree with, people's, opinions or whatever they put out there. But like a lot of books are pitched as rom-coms to reviewers, and then we get into them and they're not rom-coms. So I don't know if it's not an author thing. It's definitely like a marketing thing. I appreciate when it is a legit rom-com. Now, like, we're not coming in to it for you to like beat us over the head with comedy. We know you got to do your writer thing. There's got to be emotional wounds and all that. And I love that in a good rom-com, and like that awkwardness. I feel like you can do awkward things in rom-coms that just work perfectly because it's a rom-com than you can do anywhere else. So just like, I just want in 2023 for us to go back to the basics with rom-coms, like take this rom-trom out of it and like, let's just go back to the basics. And I finished I finished one today, and it was the next Jill Shalvis that we're getting, called The Backup Plan. And I was like, the last book by her, I felt was definitely like more of like the rom trom. Like it did not feel like a Jill Shalvis. But this one, I was like, okay, you went back to the basics and delivered what we come to you for. It was so much heart and hilarious, like hilarious dialogue. So yeah, I don't know. Let's go back to the basics in 2023. I don't know. What does the card say, Mia? What does the card say?
Okay, I'm gonna pull a card from the witchy deck, but I do want to say, because I thought we were only doing movies. Okay. For the books,
give us a book,
give
Mia.
me some Christina Lauren. Well, I didn't know. I thought you said movies, so I was like, okay.
This is your show, okay? You say whatever.
You make the rules.
So if we're talking books, I got my whole shelf is filled with them, and I just love them. Okay, give me some Christina Lauren all day, every day. Okay,
yes.
Give me some, Kelly Kane. I don't know if everybody knows who Kelly Kane is, but her books are so steamy and funny. So yes to Kelly Kane. People debate Helen Hong because they feel like she went into the trom, but I feel like there's still some hijinks, some funny stuff going on in there, especially with the first book. Then let's do some. There's so many. God, this is so fun. I had a good time reading. Gosh, doggone it! Don't make me pull out my little thing. Why is it that when somebody asks you a question, then you don't remember anything? Oh, Megan Quinn. I have been thoroughly enjoying her books. Let me see.
She has one out now that everybody's talking about. It's like Resting Scrooge Face or something. It's like a novella.
Fallon Ballard is funny as heck. And let me see, I'm just going through. Melissa Grace, if you know who that is. Oh, Alexis Daria. God, I love her book so much. I mean,
Alexis.
Yes. If you have not, just find some time to just sit down and just enjoy. Okay, now I'm going to pull the card. That's enough for today out of my TBR and all that stuff. But
I have to ask, what's your favorite? I have to ask, though, what's your favorite Christina Lauren?
Okay, that's just kind of almost rude because I love them all so much. Almost. But if I had to pick, gosh, doggone it, I'm going to go with Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. That's my number one, followed by Unhoneymooners, and then let's throw in my favorite Half Night Stand.
That is my favorite. I feel like that one is so slept on. My favorite Half Night Stand. I feel like it's so slept on.
People are just... I mean, and I'm going to tell you, I love the original cover more than the redo cover on that one. But yes, that is such a fun book. And I just love it so much. And they play board games, so bonus on that. But if
Aaron,
you want
there's catfishing in that one.
It's so funny.
Oh, I'm going to have to check this out.
100% recommend. Love in Other Words. It's a good one, but that one's full emotional, not rom-com. Okay. The card I have pulled is Four of Wands. And as we stated previously, wands are action and four. Okay. And this is regarding rom-coms. And I feel like this is going to answer what you said, Bree. Self-realization that they are good at something, do something, and they're good at it. So I feel like as long as people are true to what a rom-com is, that you can toot your own horn about it. Like, this is great. This is fabulous. It's worth reading, but stick with it heavy on the rom and on the com.
Yes.
That's my interpretation.
Yes.
Yeah. And you won't go wrong.
What a perfect card for, the perfect subgenre.
Yes.
I mean, to me, self-realization, that is so true. It's like, realize what you are and stick to it. Or at least like keep that at the center, basically. It doesn't have to be the whole thing, just at the center.
Yes.
Definitely. Well, what are you excited, Mia, about 2023? What excites you about the new year?
So many things, but right off the bat, my Love and Game series, the entire series is releasing in 2023. So, I mean, I'm ecstatic. We're coming April, July, and October. Bam, 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 all the goodness. And I'm so excited, and I can't wait to show the other two covers in the series. that's just going to be so fun. And I'm going places. Like, I'm going to go to the rom-con and meet people
Yay.
and readers and just have a jolly good time. Not just readers, but also authors too. I love meeting both because, you talk to so many people online, but you haven't had a chance to hug them. Like, I'm a big time hugger. And I know I tell people, be prepared because I'm coming and the hugs will be there. So I'm just excited about that. That is going to be so fun. Oh, and book 2 of Terms Conditions. So lots of fun stuff. And I forgot to say this. I am writing a new series, my Through the Grapevine series. I will be writing that whole series next year. So
Oh my
lots of fun stuff.
goodness. Oh my gosh.
Lots to look forward to.
I know.
Yes.
Well, I mean, this is coming out in the future, but in a couple weeks. But like when we talk about now, what is like one thing that got you through 2022?
My community, does that count as a thing? Because
Absolutely.
like if you don't have, like, you get those moments where you're like, God, I forgot how to write. I don't know what I'm doing and I suck at this. And then you have a friend who's like, remember that time you wrote that really good book and people bought it and it really did well? You did that. Keep writing. Your memory will jog itself because burnout is so real sometimes. And then just like the word makers, I talk about them a lot, but I go in there and it's like showing up to hang out with your friends and family. So I feel like that got me through a lot.
Well, for anyone that's, a writing, aspiring writer, what advice do you have for them to find community
I
in the
mean,
writing
just
space?
talking to a lot of people. That's the thing. If you're just come, you just come and be present and talk to people. It's not like you're fangirling or anything. You're just talking to people, asking questions. And lots of people are super open and receptive to just talking to you or giving you advice. Although, my big piece of advice is everybody is going to be offering you something or telling you they got the tried and true way of doing things, like there's a singular way to do things. Those are the ones you just take what you need and throw the rest back because you just have to find your way of doing things. And for finding community, just reach out, send a DM, and don't be creepy. Just hi, how are you? I was hoping I could ask you a couple questions. People send me messages on my newsletter and email, and I'll answer them as long as I don't feel like it's a bot or a weird creepo.
Yeah. Because those are coming out hard now, okay?
Oh, yeah. There's just like, promote it on. That's always fun. Every post you have, promote
Yes.
it on. It's like, no, I do not
I'm
want to
like,
promote that. I don't
block.
even know what it is.
Yes.
Or the special hello that you get where you already know what's coming after the hello. So don't say hello back.
Plug all your stuff. Where can everybody keep up with you online?
Okay. I'm always on Instagram and Twitter. That's my healthy balance of real and beauty. I'm at Mia Heintzelman Author on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Although my TikTok is, I'm working on it, folks. Don't do me dirty like that. Don't do me dirty. I'm trying. Give me an A for effort on that. Twitter, I'm just Mia Heintzelman. I couldn't get the author on there because my last name is so long. My website is miaheintzelman.com. And just check me out or shoot me a message. I always respond to my comments, and I just love getting to know people and talking about books and having a good time.